This is Adam, and he suffers from gout. Try Urol. It helps to prevent crystallization of uric acid crystals in gout therapy. Urol, effective urinary alkalinizer for gout.
Hello, I'm Camelia, and this is KiniNews. Najib's lawyers said the former Prime Minister could make another appeal for a full pardon. Speaking to the media outside the Kuala Lumpur Court Complex today, Shafee also maintained that his client is innocent.
Najib Abdul Razak is seriously thinking about making a second application for a royal pardon, this time before the new young di-Pertuan Agong. The former Prime Minister's lead counsel, Muhammad Shafee Abdullah, confirmed this during a press conference at the Kuala Lumpur Court Complex today. This comes after Najib was last week granted a partial pardon that resulted in the reduction of his 12-year jail sentence to 6 years and the fine slashed from 210 million ringgit to 50 million ringgit. Shafee maintained that Najib did not get a fair trial during the 42 million ringgit SRC International case, especially at the federal court in 2022. He said this was because the apex court did not allow an application by Najib's legal team for adjournment of the hearing to prepare for the appeal proceedings. It is unclear, he added, if the process of the pardons board and the decisions made thereto are regular or not, reiterating that it is the Agong's sole discretion to decide whether to give a full pardon or otherwise. The lawyer claimed that the public pointed out alleged inconsistencies in the pardons board process. Shafee claimed that the wording of the February 2nd media statement by the Prime Minister's department was clumsy, whereby the document seemed to suggest that the pardons board decided to pardon, not the Agong. When asked how Najib felt about the outcome of the last pardon bid, Shafee said the former Pekan MP was disappointed as Najib always maintained that he was innocent and should not have spent a day in prison. Shafee also took aim at Malaysian Bar President Karen Chia's statement earlier today, which stated that the Agong acts on the advice of the Pardons Board, reiterating that the ruler has sole discretion and can even ignore the board's advice if needed. The lawyer said that Chia ought to go back to law school.
There will be no repercussions from DAP for Tony Pua over his social media posts regarding the Pardons Board decision in Najib's case. Anthony Loke said this is as he did not violate the party's discipline.
DAP will not take any action against Tony Pua over the latter's remark regarding the Pardons Board's decision to reduce former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak's jail sentence. Its Secretary-General Anthony Loke said that Pua did not violate the party's discipline and would let the police handle the case. In an exclusive interview with Sinchu Daily, Loke also joked that Pua would not comply even if asked to apologise over the issue. Loke also said he understood how Pua felt as the former Damansara MP spent a lot of time and effort exposing the 1MDB issue, but explained that from the party's standpoint, there should be different ways of expression. With DAP being an ally of UMNO in the coalition government, Loke questioned if there is tension and opposition, how can the government function? On Monday, Pua was questioned by the Bukit Aman police over his Facebook post regarding Najib's sentence and fine reduction. He later had his laptop confiscated to facilitate investigations. Police said Pua's remarks were seditious for criticising the young di-Pertuan Agong's power to grant pardons and inciting others to hate the royal institution. Loke also dismissed the notion that DAP has forgotten the 1MDB scandal following remarks by former Bangi MP Ong Kian Meng. Commenting on this, Loke said that Ong's remark was nonsense as the biggest reason for the change of government in 2018 was the 1MDB scandal.
Meanwhile, Bersih has questioned heavy police presence outside their office today. At a press conference earlier, Bersih said they will embark on a nationwide roadshow to educate the public on its demands to the government, including 4 institutional reforms.
Lawan, 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 lawan. Lawan korupsi. Lawan korupsi. Lawan, lawan. Lawan, lawan. Lawan rasuah. Lawan rasuah. Hidup, hidup. Hidup, hidup. Hidup bersih. Hidup bersih.
Electoral watchdog Bersih has decried alleged police intimidation after officers were spotted stationed at their headquarters following a press conference today. Bersih chairperson Muhammad Faisal Abdul Aziz said about 10 uniformed police officers were waiting around the office area, which they only noticed after the press conference ended. He told Malaysia Kini those in uniform didn't come into the office, but he couldn't be sure if special branch officers came into the press conference. Faisal added that there were 2 police trucks and some police motorbikes spotted in the area as well. He reckons they left after the press conference had ended as there was nothing controversial. Earlier, Bersih posted on X that there was a heavy police presence at their office. In the post, they tagged Home Minister Saifuddin Nasution Ismail and questioned if intimidation was the message that the Madani government wanted to send to the electoral watchdog. The post was accompanied by 2 pictures showing a police truck and a group of men in blue. At the press conference earlier, Faisal said Bersih will embark on a nationwide roadshow to educate the public on its demands to the government, including for institutional reforms. He added visits to universities around the country would be included in the #Reformasi 100% campaign. According to Faisal, Bersih would also monitor the upcoming parliamentary session to see if there are any debates or decisions on structural or institutional reforms.
MACC's chief has not ruled out the possibility of charging the sons of Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. He said the MACC had still not heard from them regarding a notice to declare their assets.
The MACC has warned that criminal charges may follow if 2 of Dr. Mahathir Mohamad's sons, Mirzan and Moksani, fail to declare their assets to the graft buster. Chief Commissioner Azam Baki said notices under Section 36 of the MACC Act have been sent to them, but no response has been received. He was quoted by Utusan Malaysia as saying that they can be charged if they fail to declare their assets in the period that was set. Azam also indicated that the duo could request more time once the notice period expires in the middle of this month. The MACC called up Mirzan and Moksani for questioning last month, although the exact nature of the investigation is unclear. Section 36 of the MACC Act requires recipients to comply with any notices issued by the Commission. This includes, but is not limited to, requests by the MACC to declare assets. Failure to comply can be punished with up to 5 years in jail and a fine of up to 100,000 ringgit. Previously, former Finance Minister Daim Zainuddin and his wife Naima Abdul Khalid were also charged with failure to comply with a notice requiring them to disclose their assets.
Former Sarawak Governor Abdul Taib Mahmud is safe at home. Police confirmed this after reports about his disappearance from a hospital were lodged over the weekend.
Police have confirmed that former Sarawak Governor Abdul Taib Mahmud is at home after allegedly being removed from the hospital by his wife against the doctor's advice on Saturday. According to State Police Commissioner Mancha Atta, the octogenarian was found to be in his private residence in Kuching. Mancha said an investigation into the incident is still ongoing, but declined to comment further. Taib was reportedly being treated at the Norma Medical Specialist Centre's intensive care unit in Kuching when his wife Ragat Kurdi Taib allegedly abducted him late Saturday evening. According to a police report lodged by a doctor, Ragat had allegedly removed all medications attached to Taib without alerting hospital staff. He was then put in a wheelchair and brought out of the hospital. A second police report by another family member of Taib's was reportedly lodged on Sunday based on the first report. According to the second police report, none of Taib's siblings or 4 children were made aware of his whereabouts and health condition. Following this, Ragat issued a statement on Instagram denying that she took her husband out of hospital against doctor's advice. She claimed to have proof in the form of a handwritten nurse's note. Mancha, in a statement on Monday, confirmed that police were investigating the reports under Section 336 of the Penal Code for rash or negligent acts that endanger human life or the personal safety of others. Taib served as Sarawak's 4th Chief Minister from 1981 to 2014, before being appointed as Sarawak's 7th Governor in 2014. He was supposed to remain in office until the end of this month. However, his term as governor was cut short with the appointment of former Senate President Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar last month.
Sarawak Report editor Claire Rucastle-Brown has been sentenced to 2 years in jail in absentia for defaming Terengganu Sultana Nur Zahira.
Sarawak Report editor Claire Rucastle-Brown has been sentenced to 2 years in jail after being found guilty of defaming Terengganu Sultana Nur Zahira. Bulletin TV3 reported that Magistrate Nik Mohammad Tarmizi Nik Mohammad Shukri made the ruling on the accused in absentia today at the Terengganu Magistrates Court. Claire was charged under Section 500 of the Penal Code for criminal defamation of the book The Sarawak Report, the inside story of the 1MDB expose. Section 500 provides a punishment of up to 2 years imprisonment or a fine or both. The case involved a paragraph in Rucastle-Brown's initial edition of her book which mentioned the Sultana. However, later editions of the book removed the paragraph concerned. According to the charge sheet, the offending parts contain accusations against Sultana Nur Zahira, which is libel and will spoil the good name of Sultana Nur Zahira. Rucastle-Brown was charged in absentia before the state's lower court on September 23, 2021. Last December, Claire and 2 others were ordered to pay 300,000 ringgit in defamation damages to the Sultana and in a separate civil suit concerning the same portion of the book.
The prosecution in Muhyiddin's money laundering case has objected to the temporary release of his passport for a trip to Thailand next week.
Muhyiddin Yassin's application for his international passport to be temporarily released has been objected to by the prosecution in his money laundering case. According to Deputy Public Prosecutor Zander Lim Wai Kiong, Muhyiddin applied for the release to travel to Bangkok, Thailand on February 15th. The trip was reportedly to strengthen friendships and goodwill with acquaintances and attend the opening of a restaurant called Prik Kiao. Lim was quoted by Bernama as saying that the grounds are unreasonable and there is no urgent need that justifies the temporary release of the applicant's passport. He added the reasons submitted in Muhyiddin's affidavit are also without any supporting evidence. Lim said the Sessions Court has fixed February 15th to hear the prosecution's application to postpone the trial of the 3 money laundering charges amounting to 200 million ringgit faced by Muhyiddin and his application to strike out the charges. He added the applicant's presence at the proceedings is mandatory and Muhyiddin is fully aware of the matter but still booked the flight ticket for that date. The prosecution believes Muhyiddin still poses a flight risk because he is facing an additional 3 money laundering charges. On November 29th last year, the Sessions Court allowed the temporary release of his passport to go on a family holiday in London and have a health checkup in Singapore. The Perikatan Nasional chairperson faces 2 charges of allegedly receiving 195 million ringgit in illegal gains from Bukhari Equity Sendiran Berhad, deposited into Bersatu's CIMB bank account. He was also charged in the Shah Alam Sessions Court on March 13th last year with allegedly receiving 5 million ringgit in illegal gains. The case was transferred to the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court to be jointly tried. On August 15th last year, the High Court discharged and released Muhyiddin of 4 charges of using his position for bribes amounting to 232.5 million ringgit for the Bersatu Party in connection to the Jana Wibawa project. The prosecution filed a notice of appeal at the Court of Appeal against the decision on the same day.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.